Hi, in this video we'll be continuing with the C# video tutorials. So in this video we'll be going over lists in C#. So the C# list is a class in the .NET framework that is similar to an array with the following advantages. A list object does not require a size declaration, so that's usually going to be on it like a test. What's the difference between an array and a list? Excuse me. So you can add elements to a list on the fly. You don't have to pick a certain size for them. Like when you instantiate an array, you have to say, okay, well I want 100 elements in my array, or I want 10 elements in my array, or whatever. There's downsides to that. For example, sometimes you may have extra memory that you're wasting because you have to allocate memory for like 100 elements when you may only really need 10 or half of that, or maybe like 3/4 of that or something. So there's wasted space. There's also pretty much just wasted space. So a list doesn't need that. Like a list won't have extra space because you can add elements to whenever you need them. Sorry, one sec here. I just pull my notes out. Apologize about that. Okay, so pretty much let's just get into some well, let me just read a little bit more notes here. So list object does not require a size declaration, as I just said. Its size is automatically adjusted so you can add elements to whenever you need them or not. You can add or remove items, so you can't really just remove an item from an array. You could set it to null, or I think you can set it to null, or you could set it to 0, or whatever. You could set it to an empty string. You can't really remove it. So there's that. So the syntax to create a list. So let's talk about that. So let me just go down here in some notes. For example, let's pretend that we have pretty much just a list. Sorry, before doing an actual list, let's do the notation. So the notation of a list is, for example, list data type. So list of, what the hell is happening here? Is it not letting me do that? Oh, what the hell is happening? I think my keyboard was changed for some reason. Change to some other type of keyboard. Okay, so we have data type here, in these angular brackets, then list name. So this is exactly like Java, 100%. Data type here, like that. And then you don't forget those parentheses, and then semicolon. So for example, we could have a list that holds strings, we could have a list that holds ints, doubles, decimals. You could probably, you can create your own types, which we'll do later. You can probably hold like a list of buttons, for example. I'm not sure if you actually could, but you should be able to if you really need to. I don't think you would really need to store buttons in a list, but you might. Like just buttons, like a button type. But anyway, so here you can say, for example, so you could say list